time for another unboxing video. Now, first of all, what I wanted to say is if you're shipping something, crossing out the old label with just a Sharpie, not good enough. That can confuse the machines which are meant to read damaged labels. Because these black bars that were printed on, that's not printed, that's thermal printed. So heat does that on a thermal label. However, if a package gets really hot, such as by friction being caught in a machine or in a supremely hot warehouse or something, these labels will darken, and the machines are still trained to read these. So these scribbles, really confusing the post office. So let's not do that. Okay, get that chair in there. Now today we actually have a vest. I suppose I should take off my coat to try this on. This frock coat's 1890s, but for the most part today, going with more of a leisurely teens or 20s theme. Oh! Okay, not too bad. Big problem I've noticed back in the day is these collars like to pop out. The bow ties like to ride up underneath the collars. Because this is a detachable collar. It's pretty typical until sometime in the late 20s, I think, for your collar to be detachable. To be laundered separately to have a higher quality collar. Now, I do have a matching collar for this shirt. However, when doing reenacting, while it is period correct to have a matching collar, most people are going to think it's sewn on, and we want to make sure as reenactors that people notice the finer details. Now, because I'm doing the teens and 20s, attached cuffs, those are fine. Got my stud on, but collars on the shirts, I usually don't match them. This vest, I really wouldn't be surprised if it actually was 1890s, from what I can tell in the photos. It's a very dark charcoal gray with black piping. See, it has a nice texture to it. The piping, I don't know how well you can see that. It's stippled, basically. It's just the way it's sewn, but it looks like stippling. Yeah, I don't think you're able to focus on that at all. Unfortunately, the forward camera on my phone, not great. And it's typical felted wool. Let's take off suit. Got my 20s belt on. Got the typical teens and 20s chain. Typical 20s watch. Back up this chair so you guys can kind of watch me put it. Oh, it buttoned it up. Also, I do always love these old basket weave theme buttons, though. My suit here. I do like this little waffle pattern. I don't know how well you can see that. Just imagine a waffle. Do love those too. Now, I suppose I shouldn't be wearing my bowler hat in the house today. Unfortunately, I'm having a bad hair day. My hair gets very fluffy when it's very thick. It's got that 80s volume when I want it to lay like this is 1910. Nice and tight buttonholes still. Buttons are made in New York. Looks like it says UB Co. They have some significant staining on the inside of this vest. Pretty bad water damage. I am going to attempt to carefully wash this. The wool's a bit dry and scratchy. I'm going to condition that. Flynn Brothers of Boston. Man, this is a really blurry camera, isn't it? Come on, focus. Well, my camera doesn't want to cooperate. You guys can vaguely make it out. Flynn Brothers of Boston has a lion and a horse on the crest. Looks like the last name was Dre. November 11th slash. Actually, it may not be November. I don't think that's a date at all because then it says slash 210. Now, a vest like this, having the, in this case, satin back, not meant to be worn without a suit, without a jacket. You guys can't really see me. Hey, this is a really good fit. When the seller measured it flat, measured pit to pit, but the problem is they started at the 1 inch mark, and I can't really see because camera lenses and scale and such where it actually starts. I had to estimate, but I'm glad that this one's actually a really nice fit. Because in general, it's hard to find antique clothing, especially something that's well over 100 years old, that fits very decently. Now, normally, with a black suit like this, I'd be wearing my black wool trousers, but those are currently drying. I washed them. So for now, got that wonderful 20s teens look. This dates it a bit more, 1890s. It goes right with my frock coat, which is 1897, so very nice look. I do love me a nice vest, especially with notched lapels. That is definitely my style. Now, obviously, to wear this, I need to wear my pants a bit higher. I need to add a cummerbund. Looks like the buckle came undone. You can look at the buckle in a second, though. Packaging, I will say, I was very happy with. They put it in a box. A padded envelope with some decent wrapping material would be sufficient. There is the risk of it getting torn, but a box, that's really nice. Now, when I originally messaged the seller to provide me with the measurements, they never actually provided them. A few days went by, and I went back to the listing, and it turns out that instead of showing me the photos, they put it in the listing and never mentioned anything about it. Very simple closure. Can't quite make out if it's just designs or if it actually has a patent number or what. Specifically on this bar down here, but now we'll try that part on there. Really, I'm gonna call this a snake bite. Say, rawr, because these do remind me of fangs. I'm pretty sure that's some sort of information. This would be japanned metal, very shiny. The information's very poorly stamped into it. I'm gonna guess a patent date. Maybe the company name, obviously, but I just can't tell you, unfortunately, because I can't see it very well. But overall, I think it's a perfect look. My bow tie's a bit crooked. It's no surprise. People always presented their best in photos, but when it comes to actually wearing the clothes, they had some difficulty, just like we do today. It wasn't perfect back then, and it's not going to be perfect today, and that's all right. But until next time, good day.